me hit the intro while this thing loads up. Um, I'm kind of upset, because there are things that people want to pass as good.
This is Perspective Log X, and I am your host, E.A. Crespo.
No, are things that um,
This is Perspective Log X, and I am your host, E.A. Crespo. Perspective Log X. This is Perspective Log X, and I am your host, E.A. Crespo. Perspective Log X. Lakers-fandom. This is Perspective Log X, and I am your host, E.A. Crespo. Perspective Log X. Lakers-fandom.
let's see if the intro comes out. Um, not a not a good day, not a good lighting. I don't know what the let's see. Even the dog is upset about this. Scottie Pippen made some comments, and these comments are obviously uh, ill-intended comments against the basketball in the bubble, and I believe it's a shot really at LeBron James' legacy, and probably Lakers' legacy too, because everybody thought the Clippers were going to be the champions. And when finally, what every Laker fan knew that the Lakers were better team than the Clippers came through, now everybody is dishing on the bubble and saying things, bad things about the bubble that are, for the most part, unfounded. And I'm going to explain why these If the tab doesn't want to come out, I'm going to have to bring it. I'll bring it as I guess I'll bring it in the layout. And you'll see that instead of me until at least I can bring, I'll bring it as a layout so you can see what I'm talking about. Here is what Scottie Pippen said. He starts, I'm going to be honest, it's not NBA basketball. He's talking about the basketball in the bubble. He goes and says, it's not the distractions really. To me, it's, pick up basketball. And he keeps putting the differences between, going on the road and facing the fans. And then he uses an example, prime example. I look at Rondo. Rondo ain't made 3-pointers in his whole NBA career. Now, all of a sudden, he's in a bubble. He's probably 50% 3-point shooter. I haven't even checked the stats. Well, let me tell you, Scottie Pippen, what the stats are. In November, Rondo shot from 3-point land 45% during the whole month of November. There was no bubble in November. There was nothing in November that could resemble the bubble. He did it on games, on actual NBA games, and he scored 45%. Second, he's not 50 right now. I think he's 43. But again, it's not been a whole month. And if he did it in a whole month in November, when the NBA had actually fans and you had to travel, like you said, then the bubble, everything you're talking about, the bubble, you're full of crap. You are full of crap. The other thing is that the stats, let me tell you something about stats, okay? The whole league in the whole year shot 0.358% from 3-point line. You know what is the percentage in the bubble? The percentage in the bubble is exactly the same. You know what the percentage of the Lakers is? It's less than 1% than in the season. So it's around 35% like in the season. So everything that you are saying is full of baloney. But I know what you're saying it, and I know what Max also backed you up on that, and some of the others, because they pick up the Clippers to win it all, and none of you were right. Now, the one guy that actually says that doesn't side with you, Scottie Pippen, is Steve A. Smith. Why? Because he picked not only the Lakers for the Western Conference representation in the finals, but he picked the Miami Heat for the East. And he did it before the bubble. He actually did it from the beginning. So now you throw this bunch of baloney, and I know what it is. I know because if LeBron James wins this championship with the Lakers, he will have 4 championships with different teams. Not 6 championships with the same core players. It's more difficult when you have to do it with different teams. And there is a space for the conversation. And the Lakers may be going for another star. And if they do, you know they are probably going to repeat. And they might have a three-peat. And if LeBron James pulls a three-peat with the Lakers, I think the conversations about everything are going to be different. Now, I know a lot of people are hating on LeBron. And I know a lot of people want to state that Jordan is the GOAT. I don't care about that conversation. To me, the GOAT has always been Will Chamberlain. I said it, I made a video about it, and I pointed out why I think he is the GOAT. Go watch it. Because it's got some stats, and it takes away all of the myth about the 60s basketball. Right? That said that it was white guys, short white guys. He was always dunking on short white guys. Well, you don't know crap if you think that's Will Chamberlain's achievement. Because Will Chamberlain had to fight guys that were 7 feet tall, 7'3". I made a list in that video of how many guys in 8 teams, in actually 9 at certain point in the 60s, these guys play 82 games like everybody else. And it was like a series. If you have 8 teams, first of all, 18 selecting it's more difficult to get into 8 teams than 24. What are you talking about, people, when you say that 8 teams was some kind of less difficult task? No, it's more. Some more difficult task, because it's not like people that it's like fighting in a series that it's 82 games long, then to go to a series that is 7 games, and so forth. But enough about, you want to see that Will Chamberlain video before you make a fool of yourself, anybody. And by the way, Scottie Pippen, in that one, you agree with me. Will Chamberlain is the GOAT. Pippen said it. He said it when he was asked who he thought it was the best player ever. He said Will Chamberlain, and I agree with him. But this tomfoolery that he pulled here, this idiocy, this hate bait commentary, I know it is because of that argument between Jordan and LeBron. LeBron's career is not over yet, and it doesn't look like it's any close to be over. So there's going to be a lot of those conversations again. But like I said, I don't care about the conversation. But this cheap shot at Rondo, this stupid commentary from you, because it's a stupid commentary. I mean, you have no basis to say that Rondo is shooting like this because of the bubble. Because if not, what happened in November? Rondo had a better percentage in November than what he has right now on three-point shooting. He makes those, strives where he actually connects a lot of three-pointers. He did it this year before the bubble, and he actually last year had a shorter amount of time that he did it, and there was no bubble. But I know that your chip shot at Rondo is actually a mask to throw a chip shot at LeBron's legacy, and by the way, at the Lakers' legacy. Because hating the Lakers is something we fans are used to see. The Lakers were considered by most of you not even the number one team at the beginning. They were considered number 5 in the list of some of you analysts. And now, when we see now that the Lakers were actually number 1, that they were the best team, not the second best, not the third best, not behind the Houston Rockets, not behind the Denver Nuggets, not behind the Clippers, but actually the best team. And we cannot attack the Lakers anymore, right? So what do? You attack the bubble. You attack the bubble. You said, it's the bubble's fault. It's not the bubble's fault. Like I just put, in perspective. 0.358. That's the percentage of the NBA out of the bubble and in the bubble in three-point shooting. The percentage of the Lakers is around 36 in the bubble and out of the bubble. And Rondo hit a 45% in November where there was no bubble, and now he's 43 in the bubble. So making this argument, this stupid, idiot argument to dismiss the championship in the bubble is just another attempt to assassinate the character of LeBron James as a player, or the legacy of LeBron James as a player. But, you are also attempting to put a spot on the Lakers' legacy here. So I would not stand for that. Any Lakers fans will stand for that, Scottie Pippen. So I hope you backtrack on those commentaries, because I'll keep making mention of it in the next videos that I'll do. Now, I'm gonna take this disgusting comment out of my man, got me fired up, that thing, because I know a lot of people that comment on that try to soften up. Most Max, man, Max, I had you like you should stay on boxing. No, don't ever comment on basketball again because you are making a freaking fool of yourself, Max. You are making a freaking fool of yourself, saying stupidity after stupidity just to kind of make yourself uh, uh, some sort of genius of basketball. You are not. You are not a good commentator on basketball. You are not. You have been dissing on the Lakers and giving a lot of love to the Clippers, but you know now that you were wrong, dead wrong. And Stephen A. Smith, he predicted exactly the teams that were going to be in the finals. He predicted Miami when nobody gave a chance to Miami. Stephen A. Smith said Miami could be in the finals, is as good as any of the other top teams, and he probably will be in the finals. And he picked them up, and they are in the finals. Also, he did the same thing with the Lakers, and I remember how much they laughed at him to the point that at certain point he doubted on his own prediction. He doubted his own prediction, but now we know what is up. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about with the game today. Um, Injuries. Fortunately, Dragic may not play. We don't know exactly, but there's a big possibility, and Bam Adebayo may not play. Uh, I don't like when that happens because it always leaves that comment that the Lakers. If the the Lakers won because those guys were hurt. So I don't like that. I don't like to beat on a team that has these problems. And I'm pretty sure. I forgot his name. Noom, I think is his last name. I'm sorry if I pronounce him the way he wanted. The rookie on the Miami team that went and scored 17 points at the end. He might be up tonight, and I'm pretty sure he's somebody to be careful with. And so Miami is not done. Miami is not done. The Lakers have to keep putting pressure. The Lakers have to keep all the basket, have good decisions when they are handling the basket. Uh, really pay attention to that ball handling. And the intense. LeBron was pretty upset at the behavior that he observed of some of the Lakers that thought the game was won, so they took off the pedal from the gas uh, and kind of like took it back. Um, that's finals LeBron, you know. Finals LeBron is always gonna be. He's always gonna be on. And he knows that there's only 3 games that separates him from his next championship. And all the Lakers have to think about that. There's only 3 games that they need to win. And those 3 games, they need to fight like they were losing this series. Because The Miami team is a very good team, and um, is capable of still do a lot of damage. So you don't want to fall asleep because Bam is hurt and because Dragic is hurt, because there's some other guys in that team that they can do a lot of damage. They can do a lot of damage, and you know, one of those guys, Tyler Hero. So we gotta make uh, the same game plan that happened on the first game. Keep pushing, 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 pushing until there is nothing else but the championship buzzer. All right, that's all for me here. I don't want this to be more than what I just said. Uh, I hope that the Lakers win this thing, and go Lakers. Bye bye.